Me a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
So anybody who follows me knows that I've done a lot of ghost videos, but this is a story I've never told. I suspect it's a paranormal story. I have no explanation for it. When I was 18 years old, which would have been in 1996, my parents moved to a new house, and I stayed there with them for roughly a year before I got my own apartment. And I've also mentioned in another video that I'm a big Stephen King fan. And I had this paperback Stephen King book. I can't even remember what book it was, to be honest. And I had read that book a couple of times. And one day, my mom came home from probably yard sailing or something and brought me this book. Well, I already had the book. And so she's like, oh no. She didn't pay a lot for it. I go get my copy of the book, bring it down. So now I've got two copies. And in the copy that my mom bought, she actually wrote a little note in the front of the book because she wanted to give it to me as a gift. And so I saved that one, and I thought, well, I'll just give this one away. And one day, I just stuck that book in a box and kept the new one on the shelf. And it must have been about 2 weeks later, I came home from work, and on my bed is this book. But it's not the new copy of the book. It's the old copy of the book from inside a box. And I thought, what is this doing here? So I took that old copy of the book and put it back in my closet and forgot about it. And about a month after that, both copies of the book were gone. I have zero explanation for it. Nobody in my household was taking my books and throwing them away. Nobody was randomly giving things to people. But somebody put that book on my bed. And somebody took those two books, both the same book, and they're gone. Nobody in the family would fess up to it. It wasn't some expensive book that you could pawn for money. So I knew that my sisters and my parents weren't getting into it. My mom doesn't read books as a rule unless they're autobiographies. And my dad has dyslexia, so he wasn't going to sit down and read a book. I was really the only reader in the family. So who took my books? Zero explanation for it whatsoever. New house. I don't believe that my parents had any significant experiences there, but I still don't know what happened to those books. They're gone.